The new danger. Packaged nicely. Oh, I'm excited. Oh, spring-loaded handle. That's the first issue. I'd much rather a static handle. Nice. It's pretty sweet, man. They have non-stick things on here, but the plastic is on here. I'm going to keep the plastic on. You have 2 outlets, 1 USB-C 60 in and out. You got a quick charge, 2 normal USB, and then you have 5.5 or 5521 millimeter ports. This is the input. These are 3 outputs. It's basically the same as the Bodens. You hold the button to power it on, and then you press it again to turn AC on. And I imagine that this is for the light. It's an orange light, or what do they call it? As much as I'm into flashlights, I should know this. One is daylight, and then the other is natural light. I'm not a big fan of that, but I'm not a fan either. I just get all cool white lights instead of natural light. That's what it's called. Cool white, and then this is natural light. Oh, I love that it's just one button to turn on and off. That's dope. Then you hold it for that. I love that, because how many times do you want to cycle through SOS? It's like, who cares? Just turn the light on. This is good. 12 volt charger to 5521. It feels a little tiny in the gauge, a little loose. USB-C. I love a good free USB-C cable. Power adapter, which I'm sure is going to charge at 45 watts. 5521 to cigarette lighter. That's pretty cool. And then clutch. Putting an MC4 cable in here. That, come on, man, Jackery, learn some manners here. And it has a little length to it. So I now have 4 power stations that use 5521. That's dope. So interestingly enough, this is a nice touch. They give you 2 replacement rubber feet. That's pretty cool. That's thoughtful. If I'm not mistaken, this is talking about the charge curve or the discharge curve, which is why LiFePO doesn't need to be regulated, because it's going to maintain this voltage for that whole curve until it gets like at about 95 to 98 to 100% depleted. That's why you don't necessarily need regulation with LiFePO. Okay, yeah, it says introduction to lithium iron phosphate functionality. It is the next morning. The plan was to charge this up. I did end up charging it up. I put it on the EB70 using a 5521 to 5521 cable. Wait, let me just show you. Using this cable. I have like 3 of these now. I bought a couple because I have so many of these power stations that use 5521, and I just dump power into them from my bigger power stations because my bigger power stations are on the solar panels. All right, so one thing that I found myself very impressed with, this screen is still on. Now, it did burn through some of the power. I didn't charge anything with it. There's a low power mode, which means there is a power mode that is not low power. And that must be what it's in now. The way that you engage it, I think you have to press the 2 buttons at the same time. And then it'll turn off after it doesn't have a load for a certain amount of time, which is cool. But I like that it stayed on. Let's see if I could. Okay, hopefully that fixed it, because everything just lit up. My overall first impressions of this device, I'm happy to have it. I always wanted one of those Energizer ones that's like my Bodens, and I feel like I was able to get this one, and it's just like that Energizer but in a nicer case. This is just my initial impressions. In an upcoming video, I plan to do like the charging and testing and powering stuff, so stay tuned for that one.